Cambodia is a beautiful country in Southeast Asia, bordered by Thailand, Laos, and Olac, or Vietnam. The country is a fascinating mix of breathtaking scenery, simple cultures and traditions, stunning ancient temples, colonial architecture, genuine friendliness, and more. Cambodia has a magnificent and spiritual past. The glory of the Khmer Empire stretched from eastern Thailand and Laos to South Olac or Vietnam. The temples of Angkor, capital of Cambodia's ancient Khmer Empire, are a perfect fusion of creative ambition and spiritual devotion. Angkor Wat is still the spiritual heart of the country, where people come to pray every day. Because of the spiritual atmosphere that exists in every Cambodian's heart, the country is blessed by God's grace, especially in its time of need. Cambodia has had the great fortune to receive the love of Supreme Master Ching Hai many times since the 1990s. She has provided financial assistance, and association members assisted the Cambodian impoverished war and natural disaster victims. When the country suffered through both a flood and drought season during which crops were destroyed and the shortage of food was severe, hundreds of thousands of Cambodians were on the fringe of starvation. Supreme Master Ching Hai contributed over 6,000 tons of rice, which was delivered quickly to those affected. In a large-scale project called Raising Center, in the midst of barren and desolate acres of land, Supreme Master Ching Hai and association members constructed a new school, hospital, and Buddhist temple for the Cambodians. Free medical supplies, health examinations, and medical assistance were provided by our association members in the medical field. The royal family of Cambodia, including King Sihanouk Norodom, the Queen and Princess, have expressed their deepest gratitude toward Supreme Master Ching Hai and have invited her to the palace. At the opening ceremony of the Raising Center, Princess Marie Ranarit expressed her gratitude to Supreme Master Ching Hai. Over the years, Supreme Master Ching Hai has accepted invitations by the earnest truth aspirants to visit their land. We now invite you to listen to an enlightening discussion by Supreme Master Ching Hai with our association members entitled The Story of the Golden Elephant's Devoted Heart on May 15, 1996 in Cambodia.
In the meantime, the golden elephant has been brought to Benares. The whole city was decorated in honor of the king's new state elephant. Just an elephant for the king, and the whole city was decorated. Can you believe this? Huh? Even though it's a Buddha's elephant, but they didn't know. Huh? Just for the king's sake. Now the trainers led him into a stable decorated with garlands of fragrant flowers, and surrounded him with a finely painted screen. All sorts of tempting food was given to him to eat, but the elephant refused, all of them. In despair, the trainers went to the king and reported to him that the elephant refused anything. Everything that is put before him, it will pine away and die without any nourishment if it continues like this. What are we to do? So the king went himself to the elephant's stable and offered him food from the royal table. Come, eat, great elephant. Why do you sorrow? Are you not proud that you have been chosen to serve your king? The elephant turned away his head and replied, Sir, I will eat nothing until I am restored to my mother's side. Where is your mother? She is at Mount Kadorana, sir. She is old and blind and must be in great difficulty now that she is alone. Without someone to feed and care for her, she will surely die. So the king was deeply touched by the elephant's concern for his mother and decided to set him free. Go back to your mother, great elephant. Continue to look after her as you have done in the past. So the elephant went back to Mount Kadorana. He entered the cave and was overjoyed to find that his mother was still alive. Filling his trunk with water from the lake, he sprinkled gently over her. The blind elephant thought it was raining and cried out, "How does this rain fall out of season? What evil deity is near? If only my son was here, he would protect me." So the golden elephant went closer and falling to his knees, tenderly caressed his mother. Then she realized that it was her son and began to trumpet with happiness. After she knows that the king has set her son free, she was full of praise for the king. Long live King Brahmadatta. They always find each other, the Buddhas and the king of Benares. May he ever reign in peace and prosperity. The gods will shower blessings on him for his goodness in sending my son back to me. The elephant and his mother lived on near the lotus-filled lake, and he cared tenderly for her till the day she died. Then the golden elephant himself passed away. The king erected a stone image of him by the side of the lake. Every year an elephant festival was held there, and the king and his subjects honor the memory of the noble animal. Finished. When you go to India, do you see some of the elephant image in the shrine? Some of the shrines in India? Huh? Or there is a god called Ganesh with elephant belly, elephant trunk, and the shape of elephant. The Indian people worship him. Perhaps there was such an elephant who has been so pious and devoted to his mother, and who is so good and kind. Even though he was betrayed by men, he was still very kind and good. That's why the Indian people, they worship animals so much, because of all this story. They don't eat cows, they don't eat pigs, they don't eat chickens. They even worship mice and snakes, cows, anything. There are some temples especially devoted to snakes. And all the snakes are crawling around there, living freely. There are pictures and all that in the magazine sometimes. And all the monks there are devoted their life to feed the snakes and to worship the snakes, and wishing to be reborn as a snake in that jungle. Surely they will be, if they think of the snake enough. And there were other temples where people worship mice. I saw the mice running everywhere and eating anything together with the people. And when the devotees of the mice came, they would bring the best food for the mice and feed them with their own hand or in their own bowl, and then eat the leftover for the blessing. And many priests in the temple who renounce the world in order to devote their life for the mice and wish to be reincarnated as a mice. Sometimes they worship cow too. Long time ago, I was in a festival in India called the Great Kumbh Mela. There were two kinds of Kumbh Mela, a mini Kumbh Mela and a big Kumbh Mela.